My name is Eddie. I have the HIV virus in my body and I could develop AIDS. When I found out, I was devastated. I just didn't think it could happen to me, but it did.
If you don't share needles, you won't get HIV.
You can't get it from oral sex.
What is AIDS anyway?
No one we know would ever have
I want to
it.
have sex, but I don't want to die.
Ghost your needle?
I don't want to catch HIV.
This can kill you, right?
I'm gay. It's not my
I'm
problem.
not at risk. I'm just a kid.
Just gay people get HIV, right?
There's no cure.
There's no way I'd have sex with anyone who uses drugs.
Condoms are a drag.
It's not my problem. I'm just a kid.
There's a lot of wrong information going around about HIV and AIDS, and that's dangerous.
So we're going to explain what HIV is, how you get it, how you don't get it, and what you can do to be safe.
A lot of teenagers think that HIV infection and AIDS can't happen to them. They think HIV infection only happens to other people, but this just isn't true.
If we heard more about teens and HIV, we would realize that every day, teens like us are becoming infected with the virus.
At least half of all Americans newly infected with HIV each year are under the age of 25.
Roughly 2 young Americans become infected with HIV every hour of every day.
The first thing I want to tell you is, relax. You don't have to worry about all the things you share with people.
Like cups or bottles of water, telephones. You can't get HIV from sharing food. To get HIV, the virus gets into your blood. So don't be worried about casual contact with other people. You won't get it from sharing lip gloss, hairbrushes, or makeup. There are a lot of myths out there. And despite what you might have heard, the fact is you can't get HIV from a toilet seat. The human immunodeficiency virus, or HIV, is the virus that enters the body and destroys the immune system. AIDS stands for Acquired Immune Deficiency Syndrome, and it is the disease that develops as a result of the damage HIV inflicts on the immune system. The immune system is the body's defense against disease agents, and when it's working well, white blood cells patrol the body and attack organisms that shouldn't be there. HIV attacks the white blood cells, and eventually, the immune system becomes compromised, which is when AIDS can develop.
There is no cure for HIV, but the good news is, it is preventable. There are 3 main ways people get HIV.
You can get HIV from sharing needles.
See this? This is a needle and works, the kind people use to shoot up drugs. One of the easiest ways to become infected with the virus is by sharing works or a needle with somebody who has HIV. If you share needles, even the kind used for tattoos or piercing, with someone who has HIV, you are injecting the virus directly into your blood. So don't share needles and don't shoot up. Another way HIV is transmitted is from mother to child in vitro or through breast milk. Luckily, there are ways to help prevent this. If a mother and her doctor know she has HIV, the chances of this happening are greatly reduced.
Okay, so the most common way HIV is transmitted is through unprotected sex. So we're going to talk about sex as clearly as we can. You may want to laugh, you may get embarrassed. That's okay.
The most common way HIV is transmitted is through sex, having unprotected sex.
That includes vaginal sex.
And anal sex.
And even oral sex, too, although most teens don't realize this.
HIV is transmitted through vaginal, anal, or oral sex. How? Because the virus is found in semen, blood, and vaginal fluids. When two people have unprotected sex involving the anus, vagina, penis, or mouth, HIV transmission can occur. Since unprotected sex is the most common way teens get HIV, the best way to prevent getting infected is abstinence.
The best way to prevent HIV is
Abstinence, which is not having vaginal, anal, or oral sex.
Everywhere we look, we see sexual images. Pressure to have sex is everywhere and sometimes can feel overwhelming. Pressure from partners, pressures from peers.
Let's face it, sex is a fact of life. Whether you have sex, don't have sex, think about sex all the time, or never at all. Learning how to deal with sexual pressure is an important skill for everyone to develop, no matter where you stand on the topic. The more we practice talking about sex with our friends, our family, and our partners, the better prepared we'll be to deal with any situation that might come up.
Some people find talking about something as private and personal as sex really embarrassing. I know I do. But since so much is at stake, it's worth it to try. It's definitely easier to talk about sex than it is to talk about the consequences, which is what you would have to do if you got an STD or became pregnant. So talk to somebody. Talk to your parents, your friends, and hopefully your partner. The more you do, the better off you'll be.
All right, everybody. I'll be back in 10 minutes. Presentations when I'm back.
I think we're almost done here. Oh, come on, Brian. Let's finish this.
Yeah, hold on.
You've got a phone problem. More like a girl problem.
Sorry, it's Emma.
It always is.
Yeah, well, she's breaking up with me.
There you are. Hey, you okay?
Yeah. No, I don't know. Who knows?
Knows what?
Give it back.
HIV?
Don't worry, Lily. It's not virtual, it's viral. You can't get it from a phone.
She thinks I have HIV or something.
HIV?
No one has HIV. Brian's upset because I said no last night.
What?
Why?
We've been together a long time, but he's really pressuring me.
She's starting fights about stupid stuff, like sex.
Whoa, what am I missing? Since when is sex stupid?
I'm just not ready. I love him, and he thinks we should, he wants to, but I don't.
We've known each other a long time, and now she's talking about being prepared and trusting each other.
You're kidding, right?
I don't know how to handle this pressure from him.
Good for you. It's hard, I know. Some people can be really, really convincing.
I trust her. She should trust me. What do we need protection for? From what?
You can't tell by looking at someone whether or not they have HIV or an STD. I'm sure Brian doesn't, but it really is possible. I think it's great you said no. He should respect that.
Right. And it's not like everyone dies from having sex, but I know I wouldn't be his first, and STDs really happen. Every day to people we know. And it's not just STDs, it's everything.
Like pregnancy.
Oh, you're ready to be called daddy, huh? You do know how babies are made, right?
Like that girl Lucy from our science class. She'll be having a baby the same time we're having finals.
That's something I just can't deal with right now. I don't care who he is, a baby is not in my future. I have big plans. And when I say I'll go all the way, I'm talking all the way to graduate school. I just can't see myself being serious with someone right now. So what's the point in all this pretend stuff?
He's worried about pregnancy and STDs too.
And what'd you say?
I said the people you choose to date are a reflection of you.
And then you told her you loved her.
Yeah.
And no wonder she's holding back. You sound like a jerk. And stupid. You know, maybe I should give her a call.
Hey.
Just kidding. Look, she's just saying that she doesn't want to get into a situation when she knows the consequences could ruin your lives. I respect that. If she wasn't worried about the consequences, I want to know why not. And more to the point, man, why aren't you for that matter?
It can be really confusing sometimes.
Yeah, but I don't think it gets any easier. My aunt is 28 and she still has these issues. Pregnancy, STDs, HIV. She says you better start dealing with this now because these issues do not go away.
And if you're not ready, there's no reason to rush anything.
You don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I do.
What? You got something pregnant? I didn't hear about that.
No, thankfully. I got gonorrhea. Man, she was the prettiest, nicest girl, cutest girl you could ever meet. I just wish one of us would have worried about protection.
Way too much information.
It's just the facts of life. You gotta get educated or you're gonna be learning the hard way too.
Me? I don't have to worry about that. No herpes, gonorrhea, or HIV for me. Lisa and I are on the same page. Neither of us are ready to deal with any of this. We're waiting.
So what am I gonna do? I want to take things slow with him, but I don't want to lose him.
You won't lose him. And if he walks, then he is definitely not worth it.
Exactly.
Now, can we please stop with the girl talk and finish this project, please?
Yeah, hold on.
Brian, come on.
Last one, okay?
If he loves you, he'll respect you.
I guess you do have a point.
What's it say? What's it say?
Aww.
I told you. Sweetheart. Told you so. This is sweet.
When I found out I was HIV positive, I went into shock. I knew I was taking some crazy risks with drinking and drugs, but HIV never occurred to me. I guess I thought I was invincible. I no longer use drugs and alcohol because I want to live every day as fully and as healthy as I can. The most difficult thing for me to accept is that I passed HIV on to my girlfriend without even knowing it. If only I'd been tested or used protection, I could have kept her safe. It's the worst possible thing you could do to someone you love. To put them in jeopardy. To not take care of them.
Hi, I'm Jenny, and I'm 14. I was born with HIV. My mother passed it to me at birth. My friends know I'm HIV positive, and they're all right with it. I mean, I look fine, I feel fine. I just take medicines every day. I haven't had sex yet. But when I do, someday, I'm gonna have to really trust the person a lot. I'm gonna have to be really careful with how I choose as my partner and how I use protection. Because I can't take it all on by myself. I'm gonna need a partner who can be responsible for themselves as well.
I found out I was HIV positive when I was 17 years old. I had been with my boyfriend for 2 years. Our plan was to get married after he graduated college. I loved him so much, and I was sure he loved me too. So it never occurred to me that while he was away at school, he was cheating on me. I can't believe I trusted him to protect my health. Well, he didn't.
You don't need to be afraid of people with HIV. You can touch them, hug them, and treat them like you would anyone else. As long as you don't share needles or have unprotected sex with people who are HIV positive, you don't have to worry about getting HIV. Let's face it, no one likes tests, but if you've shared needles or have had unprotected sex, you may have been exposed to the virus, and it's important to get tested. Unlike some tests you take, this one is easy, quick, and free.
Okay, that's it. That's what you need to know. 1, HIV is preventable.
2, you can get HIV from sharing needles and works, so don't shoot up.
3, you can get HIV from having unprotected sex with someone who has the virus. So not having sex is your safest choice.
And 4, if you think you might have been exposed to HIV from having unprotected sex or sharing needles, get tested. It's your life. Be proud. Be responsible.
Your choices and your future are up to you.